Hello once again, my people, it is I, Vid, and welcome back to Repeat. Last episode, we found ourselves back in time, repeating, see what I did there, events that are soon about to happen. Like, it's Visitor's Day right now, so we gotta make sure that nobody sabotages, Sissel's sculpture, and it's gonna be a lit time, so let's go see how that turns out. Okay, bitch? Let's go. Soon, Sissel and I were getting ready to leave for the cafe. And as I ducked into my dorm room to grab my bag, I found Hallie waiting for me. She was rubbing her temple in her usual irritated manner. Uh-oh. You mortals are so damn loud. Who cares, Hallie, bitch? This is me. How do you live like this? I rolled my eyes and walked past her briskly. It's called hanging out with friends. Maybe that's a foreign concept to you. Hallie glanced up at me, confused. Oh, the chatter is fine. It's just all these damn thoughts ringing in your heads. How do you stand it? I paused and looked at her curiously. You can hear our thoughts? She shrugged. You mortals aren't exactly quiet. Especially that Baker kid you keep flirting with. I can hear his mind screeching from down the hall. Huh? Okay. Hallie cupped her ears under her hair and closed her eyes. The way his face lights up like the sun when he sees me. Joy, fluttering in my stomach. I'm not worth this. Gut clenches, but I want to be. I stand up straighter. He makes me feel whole. Wanted. Someone worth being. God, how do I tell him? Alright, that's enough. My face burned red as I chucked my pillow at Hallie. It soared right through her as she flipped me off. You know, you mortals never fail to confound me. If you all just say what you're thinking, your lives would be much easier. I ignored her and stomped out the door. My chest fluttered. Ooh. Ooh. Every time that I'm recording, someone always comes in. Where was I? Alright. My chest fluttered as I tried to ignore the pink spread across my face. Whose thoughts did she read? Mine? Or Sissel's? Oh, it's so cute. Oh god, I love them. The cafe was still dark as Sissel and I poked through the front doors. To our surprise, Herschel was already sitting at a table with papers scattered everywhere. He was mumbling to himself as he scribbled through another sheet. He grumbled in frustration and crumpled it up before tossing it into a growing pile. Boss? What are you doing up so early? Huh? What? Herschel nearly knocked the table over as he scrambled to gather up his papers. Oh shit, is it the morning already? There were heavy bags under his eyes as he scooped the papers away from prying eyes. I stayed up writing a speech. Yeah, I was preparing a speech and couldn't really think of a good way to say it. Herschel glanced my way as we made eye contact briefly. We both knew what he was really writing. Herschel looked away guiltily and squinted out the window at the morning sun. He groaned and ran his hand across his face. Ugh, I didn't realize so much time passed. I was supposed to give you a surprise when you came to pick up your sculpture today. The confetti's all loaded up too! Sissel's expression softened at the sight of Herschel's exhaustion. Boss, you're getting old. You should probably get some sleep and rest up a bit. Whatever dumb speech you've got there can probably wait. Herschel wobbled towards Sissel. Despite his fatigue, he ruffled Sissel's hair with a hearty laugh and gave him a thumbs up. No nap is worth missing your big day at the competition, sis. Hey, you don't have to come if you're so tired. Listen, sis, nothing's gonna stop me from seeing you kick everyone's ass. You worked too hard for this. Come on now, let's go load up your chocolate sculpture into the cart. A small, grateful smile spread across Sissel's face as he followed Herschel into the kitchen. Thanks, boss. It means a lot. Oh, it makes me so happy that Sissel and Herschel are back together in friendly ways again. And I don't want it to fucking rip out my heart and crush it with it still beating. So, there's that. As the two of them walked towards the kitchen, Sissel glanced back at me. Oh, Veed, I'm gonna go grab my sculpture real quick. Just wait here for a while, okay? I grinned and gave him a thumbs up. Shortly after Sissel and Herschel ducked into the kitchen, there was a sharp pop as an explosion of confetti rained down from the ceiling. The muffled yells of two echoed throughout the cafe. I left out a fond sigh and plopped down at a nearby booth. Oh boy, this might take a while. A familiar cool chill suddenly shivered down my spine. Oh, that's Bradley, okay. I perked up, eyes wide. Echo? Is that you? My heart slowly fell in disappointment as Bradley's voice manifested in my head. Apologies. I am not your wish, I am afraid. It's alright. Just got a little hopeful, that's all. I cleared my throat. Anyway, what do you need, Bradley? Just some preparations in case things go south. In the kitchen, I need you to load up Sissel's cart with a few freeze spray cans. Freeze spray? It's a spray commonly used for culinary chocolate and sugar works. Instantly freeze a surface to below 0 degrees. My intuition tells me it may be useful. I ducked into the kitchen and found several of these freeze spray cans near the freezer. Well, if you say so. Good enough to bring these along. Uh-oh. Another cold shiver cooled down my spine. I glanced up to see Hallie appearing in the cafe door, looking fairly pissed. Hurry up and get out of the cafe. What, do you have something against confetti? Who gives a damn about the confetti? I can smell the remnant approaching and I don't like it. Already? Right, I'll grab Sissel and Herschel real quick and we can go. Yeah, no, that remnant can go fuck itself. I fucking hate that piece of shit. With a shaky yell and a few excuses, I quickly ushered a confused Sissel and Herschel out of the cafe on our way to the culinary competition. I kept glancing behind me during our entire walk back to the school. Oh, and now it's filled with a whole bunch of rich kids that'll probably sabotage, but you know what? As long as it's not sabotage, then, it's fine. Girani Academy was bustling with activity with Visitors' Day already underway. Parents and snooty rich students alike piled into the school's ballroom in preparations for the competition. Herschel was quickly ushered away to file some contest paperwork, which left just me and Sissel alone with the cart. I glanced at Sissel worriedly. He was so nervous while he was here in the previous timeline. The sight of all the other contestants in their fancy clothes, cheering parents that were jeering at Sissel's ragged appearance. I hope it doesn't get to him. To my surprise, Sissel looked surprisingly calm. The furrow in his brow betrayed a little nervousness, but overall he looked composed. He stole a glance toward me and caught me staring. Something wrong, Veed? Oh, nothing. I just thought you looked really cool-headed for how nervous you were this morning. Sissel's ears dropped slightly in embarrassment. Well, yeah, I'm still really nervous, but... never mind, it's really mushy. Oh, come on, dude, you can't just leave me hanging. He scratched his head, face slightly pink. It's just the way you looked this morning. I've never seen you so darn determined before, like you're ready to fight the goddamn world for me. Can't help but be a little inspired by that, right? Oh my god, he's so cute and I love him! Ah! Fucking, oh god, be mine forever. It was my turn to feel my face flush pink. Was I really that boisterous this morning? Yeah, probably. Sissel hesitated for a moment before slowly reaching over and held my hand. I jumped a little and surprised, but allowed him to timidly hold me. He felt very warm. You know, I don't know what I did to deserve all this confidence. Sure as heck don't feel like I deserve it. Oh god, look at that cherry little smile. Oh, look at that cute little pumpkin. My girl, look at that little bean. He's so precious. But I want to become someone that does deserve it, you know? He smiled shyly. So I decided, who the fuck cares what all these snooty parents and contestants think? I made her kick ass whether they like me or not. I'll make you proud. My chest felt very warm as I let out a hearty laugh. That's the spirit! Whoa! Holding hands already? Oh my god, Ginny, guys. Hi! Oh my god, I love it. Hi, squad! Fucking squad up, bitch! Sissel and I scrambled apart to see Ginny, Philip, and Owen grinning at us like giddy parents. My head still felt warm. Dude, I thought you were asking about after you won the first place. You weren't supposed to tell anyone! Owen sat up next to me with a curious smirk. So did you hit first base yet, or are you saving that for later? I don't play baseball. You know what I mean. No idea. Congrats, those two were having a moment and y'all ruined it. Philip looked over his phone nonchalantly and gave me a look. Anyway, weren't you supposed to tell us something? Oh, right! Sissel, I'm gonna talk to these three real quick. Make sure to watch the cart really closely. Okay. Don't let it out of your sight. Keep your eyeballs glued to it. Oh, wait. Fuck. There we go. I'll be right back. Alright. Okay. What do I have to tell these three about? I dragged Ginny, Owen, and Philip just out of earshot, but kept Sissel's cart in sight. With a sigh, I turned towards them. Guys, I've got an assignment for you. I've got some intel that says someone's going to try and sabotage Sissel's entrance entry today. I need you all to bodyguard the shit out of that cart like your lives depended on it. Sabotage? Owen scratched his head but looked unsurprised. Well, I have heard some crazy backstabbing stories about this kind of competitions. No worries, we'll make sure that nobody even comes near the cart. Shouldn't be too hard. The contest starts in like 15 minutes anyways. You can count on us. Anyone who comes close to Sissel's cart is gonna get an ass whooping. Owen and Ginny gave me a determined thumbs up and hurried over to Sissel in his cart. Philip tapped his chin thoughtfully before turning to me. So? What's up? I'm more of a man of action. Does your intel say who exactly the saboteur is? Philip's got this sly glint in his eye that made me a little nervous. Oh, right! We know about him being the Black Cat. Right? Well, I scanned through the crowd and pointed out a finger retreating towards the restroom. It was that rude contestant that Ginny socked in the face from the previous timeline. That guy there, I think. But what are you going to do? Before I could even finish, I saw Philip stalk stealthily towards him. As the two of them rounded the corner, I caught a glimpse of Philip pulling something out of his backpack. Philip, I do not need a fucking murder right now. Wait, is that a fucking taser? Bitch! Fucking tase the shit out of him! There was a bright flash and a dull slam of a stuffed locker closing. He stuffed him inside of a fucking locker! Oh my god, I've never seen this sprite either, but oh my god, look at how fucking cheesy. Oh my god, Philip, I love you. Philip returned, casually dusting himself off and giving me a nonchalant thumbs up. Problem solved. Oh my fucking god, I could only gape, flabbergasted as Philip strolled back to Sissel as though nothing had happened. That boy has some great efficiency. I respect that. That is very illegal. Very, very illegal. Philip is a man of illegal actions. Still, I guess this works? Oh my fucking god. I hurry back to the cart to see a very annoyed Sissel. What did you tell them? The three have been practically hugging my cart like koalas. Ginny poked her head out from behind the cart and waved. Heyo, Ghostbuster! We've made darn sure no one's been anywhere close to Sissel's cart. Yeah, and every time someone got close, Ginny armed herself with a fire extinguisher and threatened to ice them. Even the judge. Sissel just stared at the fizzling remains of the fire extinguisher goo on the floor and shook his head. What the hell did you tell them to do? It's a cautionary measure. You'll thank me later. Straight up. Oh my god. The competition announcer suddenly shouts from the front of the ballroom. Judges will be making their rounds in 10 minutes. Everyone please ready your works. Anticipation and nervous and excitement filled my chest as I glanced at Sissel. We exchanged reassuring nods. Everything's sailing smoothly so far. This is gonna work out. It has to. Nope, go fuck yourself! As we turned to help Sissel unload his cart, I felt a deathly chill run down my spine. The cold whipped through the room, prickling at my skin like 1,000 knives. Just as abruptly, the cold became a searing, unbearable heat. The air was thick with heat. It felt like breathing through a suffocating blanket. What? Who's causing this? I turned towards Thistlecart slowly, fear grasping at my chest. God fucking damn it, this bitch right fucking here. Nah, we're not having it. No, go fuck yourself. That is really good artwork, though. There, in a massive disembodied hands and face-splitting grin, and sitting on top of the cart, was the remnant. Its eyes twisted and focused on me before cackling hysterically. I didn't really think it would be this easy. The heat in the room was growing unbearable as the remnant grinned down on me. Events just don't simply bend to your whims. Time always moves forward. Yes, Hallie! Fucking work, bitch. A deafening shriek filled the air as Hallie tackled the remnant, grabbing it ruthlessly by the face. Fucking rip his head off! She turned back to glance at me for a split second. Oh god, is she gonna die? This better be worth it. Second chances have a cost. Don't waste them. With that, she vaulted out the window with the remnant shrieking at her grip. In dozens of spectral arms writhed in agony before being dragged outside, both the remnant and Hallie disappearing past the windowsill. Whoa, that was pretty intense for a second. Hallie and the remnant tumbled onto the parking lot outside, wrestling viciously and clawing at each other's faces. Hallie hissed and tried to gouge out one of the remnant's oversized eyes, only for it to laugh and ducked away gleefully. The two fought to untangle from the other's grip and leapt apart to distance themselves. Hallie panted heavily as she stumbled onto her feet to face the grotesque grinning Wish. The remnant lurked upright, like a disjoint mass of broken bones in a tight skin bag. It cackled, its many arms filling behind it like a deformed wings. Oh god, why are you helping Veed? You never stopped blabbering about how much you hated him. Oh my god. Hallie's eyes narrowed as she crouched down, readying herself to strike. I just want this repeating nightmare to end. And if that means I have to help that useless half-pint, then so be it. The remnant tilted his head at her disapprovingly. Stop this repeating nightmare? You are the one who keeps this whole clockwork ticking. Its grin spread wider, exposing more of its excess teeth. Second chance? A fresh start? That is all a facade. You just want to prevent her death. Helping Veed and his friends is just a stepping stone to your goal. You feel nothing. Like a machine. Whoa. Okay. Shit's getting intense now. Okay, I see you. Hallie growls in irritation, her eyes turning scarlet. And what of it? I don't care if I happen to help or hurt a few stragglers along the way. I will save her. There is nothing wrong with wanting to protect your own wisher. The remnant grin dipped into a frown as it shook its head in disappointment. Is he going to say one of those things where death cannot be avoided? All the time in the world and you still learned nothing. For someone with such a compassionate goal, you are clearly lacking in compassion. Whoa, what the fuck? Hallie snarled and lunged at the remnant, eyes red with rage. She dives in, dodging each of its monstrous arms and barreled towards the remnant's head. It merely laughed and bent backwards, its spine twisting at an impossible angle. Hallie hissed as its arms suddenly grabbed her, pinning her arms to her side before hoisting her into the air. Oh god, don't fucking murder this bitch. No, I like her. She's a bad bitch and I like her. More massive hands grasped around her, slowly crushing her in their grip. She thrashed wildly, but couldn't budge an inch. Hallie screamed as she felt her bones groan against the remnant's crushing grip. Her vision grew hazy. Couldn't breathe. Hi, what?
Who's getting murdered?
So have you seen... Hi, it's my sister, if you can't see her.
All I heard from the bathroom is, no, I like that bitch! And I'm like, I gotta know who this bitch is.
So, I don't know if you've seen me play this game called Repeat.
Nope.
It's a visual novel, and there's like this ghostly figure that kind of like follows their people around. They're called witches,
right.
Where it's like, oh, I wish for like so and so, and then that has like its own like physical thing. It's really cool.
Okay, continue.
So one of the main characters, her name is Ginny, and she's fucking dope. This Bitch right here. You see this bitch right here? Nobody likes him. He's a fuck. But there's this wish that's named Hallie, and she is trying to save her wish for like every time. And right now they're having a huge fight, and he's crushing her, and I don't want her to die.
That's the girl?
Yeah.
Looks like me.
Hold on, let me try and back up a little bit. That's her.
Aw, she's cute.
Yeah, so that's what happened.
Okay. Neato torpedo.
Yeah, I'm like, cool.
Alright, I gotta go over.
Okay. Bye.
Boy.
Oh, I love my sister. Alright. So, where was I? Okay, let's see here. Her vision grew hazy, couldn't breathe. The remnant looked on gleefully as Hallie's thrashing slowed to a stop. It turned its head back towards the ballroom. Now, where was I before your rude interruption? Oh yes, the contest. There was a sudden flash of light. The air quivered as Hallie's figure burst into a massive ash cloud out of the remnant's grip. Yo, so Hallie's fucking dead. No, I don't want her to die. Oh, but she's dead. Wait, what? Is she dead? The remnant's grin folded into a tired smile as he watched the ash reform into a towering figure. She basically is God, okay. What the fuck? The air hummed with the cold mechanical sound of ticking clockwork and gears. Ash darkened the sky as Hallie's form slowly solidified from the swirling storm of dust. Slowly, the mechanical clockwork spread it to wings that nearly touched the sky. Whoa! Okay. She's ready to fucking murder. Oh my god, she took a step forward, the ground rumbling in her wake. The remnant's not having it. Oh my god. It's been a long while since I've seen your true form. You are a right ugly beast, aren't you? Hallie attacked. Yo, you can't just leave it at that! You can't just leave it to a fade to black into this fucking right here. Meanwhile, inside the school ballroom, I was also dealing with my own beast of a situation. No one even seemed to be able to see Hallie tackle the remnant here mere minutes ago. I rushed forward to Sissel's side as he prized open his cart, oblivious to the supernatural battle raging outside. The lid felt very warm to the touch. It clattered to the ground to reveal Sissel's white chocolate sculpture, or what was left of it. God damn it! Fucking again, bitch! It's not as bad as it was, but like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? I hate this fucking thing. The top of the sculpture was bubbling with molten chocolate. Melted chunks of the sculpture dripped down and pulled at the base like a used candle. The air was sickly sweet with the heavy smell of burnt chocolate. My throat felt dry. I turned towards Sissel, fear gripping my chest. He looked absolutely pale. Panic filled his eyes as he grasped the side of his cart, mouth agape. How the fuck? What? How did this... Several judges and contestants glanced over his shoulder and snickered at each other. You're planning on entering this mess into the competition? What a waste of time. I slammed my fist against the wall with a resounding thud. Again? I was supposed to change things this time around. I was supposed to support Sissel. My eyes squeezed shut as I hissed through my teeth. The devastating look on Sissel's face echoed in my mind, and I let out a defeated growl. Suddenly, a voice whispered inside my head. Do not give up just yet, friend. There is still hope. I can't fucking... Sissel watched Veed groaning in frustration next to him. Despite the overwhelming fury and panic from mere moments again, Sissel felt his chest flutter with warmth. It was strangely heartening to see someone else so devoted to you. Sissel jumps when he suddenly sees a judge approaching him. I'm not sure how this happened, but I'm afraid I can't let you enter this mess into the competition. But you are hereby officially disqualified. Alrighty, hold it right there. Herschel pushed his way through the crowd with a cold scowl. With all due respect, sir, the contest hasn't even started yet. You can't honestly make a fair judgment right now. The judge almost laughed and gestured towards the pools of molten chocolate dripping down Sissel's sculpture. Can you honestly say that this monstrosity stands any chance of winning? The contest starts in 8 minutes anyhow. My point still stands. You can't make an honest and fair judgment until the contest actually begins. I don't care what you think. You still have to follow the rules, you hear me? Ooh, yes, Herschel coming to save the fucking day, bitch. The judge and Herschel descended into a heated argument, neither side letting up. Sissel glanced between Vita and Herschel, his heart beating against his chest like a hammer. Why are you two still fighting for him? He doesn't deserve this. Sissel froze at how he realized how large the crowd around his sculpture has grown. Hundreds of eyes across the ballroom was trained on him, judging. His ragged shirt felt itchy against his skin. They were all ready to write him off at the glance. And this mess of a sculpture proved them right. But Herschel and Vede were still trying to help, so hard to help him. He's got to try something. Ignoring his pounding heart, Sissel stared quietly at his ruined sculpture. The top of it was mostly a molten mess, but the bottom parts were fairly intact. His cart still held his bag and sculpture tools, along with a dozen of free spray cans Vede insisted on taking for some reason. Sissel swallowed hard, his mind racing. Through all the anxiety and indignation, an idea slowly formed in his mind. It was insane and would never work, but no more worries, no more doubts. Right? Oh, what you thinking? What you thinking about doing, Sissel? Oh, I'm so proud of you. He grabbed his bag of sculpting supplies and turned towards the judge. Official and judging and scoring starts in 8 minutes. He spoke formally. It wasn't a question. The judge turned away from the furious Herschel and frowned. Well, it's 7 minutes now. Oh, that's more than enough. I'll have my sculpture ready by then. The judge raised an eyebrow in Sissel's mess of a melted sculpture. Surely you're joking. This is ridiculous. Someone suddenly walked up behind the judge and placed a hand on his shoulder. Mrs. Corliss? Yes! Mrs. Corliss coming to the fucking day! Now, Judge, if Sissel wants to spend his last 7 minutes before the contest in preparing his project, what is the harm? As a representative of Jarania Academy, I say we give him this fair chance. Yeah! Even the old lady speaking sense. Why are you being so difficult? The judge sputtered between firm Mrs. Corliss, a furious Herschel, and a curious murmuring crowd. Well, I suppose there's no harm in giving him a chance. That was all the confirmation he needed. Sissel scarcely had heard the judge before crouching over his chocolate sculpture, carefully diagnosing its current state. He dabbed at the melted parts with a finger and scowled. It was still vicious and sticky to the touch. Vede? I was by his side immediately. How can I help? Oh yes, the firm assurance of support. Sissel felt his heart flutter again. Ooh, we're gonna fucking get some bitch. Focus, damn it. Grab that free spray. The sculpture is way too liquidy and soft right now. I'm going to need you to continuously spray over the sculpture as I carve away at it. I nodded and grabbed a can of free spray as Sissel positioned his sculpting tools. Sissel gave me one last determined grin. We're going to make this work. Just watch me. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay, okay, what? We're so fucking nervous, bitch. You're like, oh, man, I can't wait to see how this turns out. The spray cans hissed loudly as a fine mist of white hit the sculpture, hardening it instantly. With that, Sissel got to work. His hands worked on with practiced precision as he carved away large chunks of melted chocolate. A steady waterfall and crumbled white debris and dust onto the ballroom floor while he chiseled away at a sculpture. Sissel was in a trance. Brows furrowed and eyes focused. The entire world ceased as he etched and sculpted. I couldn't help but watch in awe at Sissel's handiwork. It was like seeing someone breathing in life into stone. The previous jeering and snooty crowd felt silent, suddenly entranced by the sight of Sissel at work. My can of free spray suddenly pittered at an empty sputter. I tossed it aside and grabbed another can, but something caught my eye. My breath caught my throat. Sissel's fingers were frosted over in white. They were trembling and moving rigidly, almost painfully so. What are you doing? Keep spraying. But your hands! We've got 5 minutes left. We have to make every second count. Whoa, Sissel's fucking in it to win it! Oh my god, a minute to win it!
Failure to complete this task in 60 seconds may result in elimination.
Don't worry about me, it's just a little frost. I wanted to argue, but the ticking clock and sheer pressure of the situation weighed over my head. With a reluctant nod, I continued spraying. That says node, but yeah, it says node, but I'm gonna say nod. Sissel felt a flush of relief. In truth, his fingers were already numb, but he kept carving and chipping away at his sculpture. No worries, no doubts. He'll see through this to the end. The room was transfixed as chunk after chunk of white chocolate crumbled onto the ballroom carpet. What was he trying to do? There was no way he could actually repair the whole thing in only 7 minutes. Herschel watched from the crowd, his hands clenched into an anxious fist. Jenny was gnawing nervously at her gloved fingers while Philip and Owen stared intently. Sissel noticed none of them and kept his eyes trained on his work, saving them for a few occasional glances at the clock. Oh, Jesus! As a minute ticks by, the crowd murmured to themselves fervently. Anxious excitement fluttered through everyone as time slowly ran out. Even the judges seemed reluctant to speak up as the last few seconds ran dry. Alright, kid, your 7 minutes is up. What have you got for us? Sissel finally put down his carving tools with a sharp clank, his fingers trembling violently. The air was thick with clouds of residual freeze spray. The cloud leaned forward as the air cleared, eager to see his creation. Oh my god! Oh! Sissel, you fucking madman! I can't believe that you fucking did this! The white chocolate simmered as the light as Sissel revealed his replica of the ancient Greek Parthenon. Excited and impressed murmurs spread across the ground as they gathered around. Even with the rough finish of the sculpture, the uneven carvings gave it a natural aged and withered appearance. He hollowed out his sculpture to the Capitol building and turned it into the ruins of the Greek Parthenon? The architecture is certainly similar. And the fact that he used its rough appearance from his rushed work to fit the Parthenon's age aesthetic. Clever. Clever indeed. Oh my god, he fucking did it! Oh my god! Sissel could scarcely believe his ears. He stumbled backwards in exhaustion, right into Veed's waiting arms. You did it, Sissel. Sissel let out something between a laugh and a sigh. Yeah. Thanks for sticking with me. We gotta warm up those fucking fingers! Of course. I'll always be here to help you, man. Sissel felt his face heat up and look away bashfully. Let's just hope the actual judging and scoring goes well. My god. And with that... Oh my god, I'm gonna pause the episode there. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Veed. I hope they had a wonderful time watching this. I hope they had a wonderful time watching me watch Sissel make actual artwork out of his mess, and seeing what Hallie's true form is just from shadows. What the actual fuck? This episode had a lot. Make sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe buttons down below. Help a fellow YouTuber out. Make sure to hit that notification bell so in that way you don't miss up on any of my uploads. And I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.